أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. All praises due to Allah. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. We continue with the signs of the Day of Judgment, which is part of our series Al-Qiyam Al-Sughra, or the minor Day of Judgment. The minor Day of Judgment. We explained a lot what Day of Judgment means, the punishment in the grave and the enjoyment in the grave. And then, we talked about also the things that will happen toward the end of times. That's what we mean by minor signs of the Day of Judgment. And we stopped at the fifth chapter, which is the major signs of the Day of Judgment. Major signs of the Day of Judgment, correct? Major signs. We stopped at chapter 5, major signs. And we put them in order, so I'm going to go over that, and then we will take the first one, which is the smoke. How they are ordered, the major signs. We talked about, remember, there are minor signs. Minor signs either happened, or will happen, or happened and will continue, will come again, or it happened and it is continuous. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam is one of the minor signs of the Day of Judgment. So he came. The moon split. That's happened already. People who were poor and shepherds and all that, they became very rich. So that happened and continues. And so on. So those are minor. But now we're talking about major. Major, when they happen, means that's it, right? That's like the real thing happening here. That means once they happen, means they were gonna take place after each other fast, and the Day of Judgment will happen after them for sure. Sahih Muslim, الإمام مسلم in his Sahih, حديث of حذيفة بن أسيد الغفاري قال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم came to us when we were studying or when we were talking, and he said, what are you talking about? They said, we talking about the Day of Judgment. قال إنها لن تقوم حتى تروا قبلها 10 أيام. It will not happen until you see 10 major signs before it. فذكر الدخان, smoke, والدجال, the false messiah, Dajjal, والدابة, the beast, وطلوع الشمس من مغربها, the sun rising from the west, ونزول عيسى بن مريم, the coming or the descending of Isa alayhi salam, ويأجوج ومأجوج, that's number 6, Gog and Magog, وثلاثة خسوف, 3 earth eruptions. Okay. خسف بالمشرق, one is the east, one in the west, and the one is going to happen in Arabia. Last thing, number 10, وآخر ذلك نار تخرج من اليمن, a fire that comes out from Yemen, تطرد الناس إلى محشرهم, will push people or will lead people to the place of Hashr. And all of them will happen behind each other. Is like a necklace. If the necklace is cut from the middle, all the beads, beads will fall one after the other. There is no time. Well, there is a hadith for that. Hadith Anas radiallahu anhu, narrated in Mustadrak al-Imam al-Hakim. Hadith Anas قال, he said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم said, الأمارات خرزات منظومات في سلك. يعني the signs of the Day of Judgment, they are like beads or pearls. They are threaded together in a line. فإن يقطع السلك, يعني if that line is cut, يتبع بعضها بعضا. One will follow each other fast. They will follow each other fast. What Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said about the big war that will happen between the Muslims and the Romans, and it is called the Al-Malhama Al-Kubra, or what they call it, the Armageddon. It will happen first, then Constantinople will be opened, then the Dajjal will come out. Mu'adh ibn Jabal, he said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, Rasul sallallahu said, عمران بيت المقدس خراب يثرب. يعني when Bayt al-Maqdis, Jerusalem, will be inhabited and will be nice, Yathrib or Medina will be deserted. Yes. وخراب يثرب خروج الملحمة. And when the Medina becomes deserted, means the Armageddon will happen. All the Muslims will be in the Middle East, basically. وخروج الملحمة فتح قسطنطينية. And the Armageddon means the Constantinople will be opened. That's in Turkey. Constantinople is in Turkey. That means there will be the World War III, what they call World War III, will be happening in the Middle East. And Turkey will be a strong base for the Roman. And the Muslims will be in Sham, which is Syria, Jordan, Palestine, that area. And then the Muslims will win by opening Constantinople. But for this to happen, everybody will leave Medina and all that. There will be nobody there. Okay? And then everybody will be in that area of the world. And there will be a war based on faith, religion, yeah, religious war. And we will see, inshallah, how does that happen. Once the Muslims win, that in the beginning, of course, as we'll see, that there will be a war based on religion and non-religion. And the religious people, Muslim and non-Muslim, but religious, they will be on one side, and then there is another enemy who have no religion. They will be fighting, and they will win that. Once they win that, then they fight each other based on faith. Make sense? So the Muslims and the Christian, and they will be against someone, they will win that. And then each one will try to claim the victory. Okay? Then everybody will be against the Muslim at that time. And then Muslims will lose big number of their fighters, the soldiers, the army. Actually, 1/3 only the one that will remain. One will die, will be killed, will be best of shaheed, and one will run away. Those are the worst of hypocrites, right? And then 1/3 is one going to win, and they're going to open Constantinople. And after that, there is no religion after this. So it's either a person is a believer or no believer, because the Dajjal will come out. Okay? Dajjal will come out, and then Isa ibn Maryam alayhi salam will come, and all the other things will happen. Then the Ya'juj and Ma'juj will come, and then Allah Azza wa Jalla will finish them. So until here, the order is clear. After that, the order is not clear. So, and this is one of the opinion. Some says the sun comes from the west first. Some says that the sun comes from the west after the Dajjal and after Ya'juj and Ma'juj, right? So here we say Dajjal will come, Armageddon will happen, Dajjal will come, Isa will come down, will kill Dajjal, Ya'juj and Ma'juj will come out, and they will die in the time of Isa alayhi salam. And until here it's clear. Then after that, the sun comes from the west. Does it happen before that or after that? The beast, does it happen before the Dajjal or after the Dajjal? The fire at the end is the last one. Of course, all of those will be happening after the Dajjal, but which one comes first? Allahu A'lam, right? The 10th will for sure is the fire. Then we have sun coming from the west, the beast, the smoke, and the 3 earthly eruptions or earthquakes, sinkholes, you can call them whatever you want. They will happen after Isa alayhi salam killed Dajjal, and the Ya'juj and Ma'juj finish, and the people will be corrupted, and the Islam will not be there as we know it. So the scholars differ, which one comes first, which one comes second. like the sun comes from the west first or the beast comes first. And I don't think those are major issues for us to be concerned about. We don't think that this is an issue for us to be concerned about. Basically, we believe in the signs of the Day of Judgment. We should be ready with our faith and our iman, because it's the biggest fitna, the fitna of Dajjal. I want you to know one thing. Knowing the signs of the Day of Judgment is not going to change anything. Like when you know them, you're going to change them? No, they're going to happen no matter what. But it should not be passive. You should not say, okay, I'm going to wait for Isa ibn Maryam till he find Dajjal, kill Dajjal. From the time Dajjal comes until Isa alayhi salam come and kill him, how many people he misguide? Huh? Are you one of those people or not? That should be our concern. All right, that should be our concern. So, the author here, he is talking about those debates among the scholars, like what happens first, what happens second, and I don't think that this should be a major issue for us to dwell much on. Now, the first sign is Ad-Dukhan. Dukhan means smoke. Allah Azza wa Jalla talked about it in Surah Ad-Dukhan, verse 9 and 10. Surah Ad-Dukhan, there is a surah called Ad-Dukhan, right? Hamim wal-Kitab al-Mubin. فارتقب يوم تأتي السماء بدخان مبين. And watch when the smoke comes from the sky, big smoke. يغشى الناس, it will cover the people, will encompass the people. هذا عذاب أليم. This is a big punishment. So that means what? This smoke from this ayah here, what do you benefit? عذاب أليم. The word عذاب أليم. It is not for the believers, right? How can Allah punish believers? You get the idea? رَبَّنَا اكْشِفْ عَنَّا الْعَذَابَ إِنَّا مُؤْمِنُونَ. Oh Allah, relieve us from this عذاب, we are believers. They're lying. أَنَّ لَهُمُ الذِّكْرَى قَدْ جَاءَهُمْ رَسُولٌ. يعني how they say that. So if you read the context, you will know that this dukhan will not affect the believers like it is affecting the disbelievers. I want you to understand that, because the word said azab alim, and how can Allah punish the believers? Allah said وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيُعَذِّبَهُمْ وَأَنْتَ فِيهِمْ وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ مُعَذِّبَهُمْ وَهُمْ يَسْتَغْفِرُونَ. يعني the azab of Ummah al-Islam does not happen in this world like that, right? Azab, the individual azab for faith or anything for the believers is in the grave or in the Day of Judgment. Said that they were studying and Rasul ﷺ gave them the 10 ayat. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud is one of the companions, or he is the companion who saw or who thought that this is not an ayah that will come in the Day of Judgment, before the Day of Judgment. This is something that already took place at his time. This is something that took place at his time. He says, and as Imam Muslim narrated, Masruq is one of the students of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. Masruq ibn al-Ajda', one of the students of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. قال, he said, كنا عند عبد الله جلوسا. We were sitting at Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. And when Masruq says, we were sitting with Abdullah, he said, which Abdullah? Ibn Zubair, or Ibn Umar, or Ibn Abbas, or Ibn Mas'ud? All those Abadillah, Abdullah, yeah. But you will know the teacher from the name of the student. You understand me? Name of the student. So if one says, I was sitting with Abdullah, you will know who's his teacher. So when Masruq says, كنا عند عبد الله, for sure he is Ibn Mas'ud. But if Mujahid said, we were جلوسا عند عبد الله, Ibn Abbas. لأن مجاهد ibn Jabr al-Makki, from Mecca, he was student of Abdullah ibn Abbas, وقتادة ibn Da'am al-Sadusi, وآخرين يعني. So this is the science of hadith. Science of hadith is like that. It's like mathematical equations. It's interesting, right? So people cannot say, oh, people put this in the hadith, or this hadith is not accurate. La la la. You don't have an idea how it works. Okay? قال كنا جلوسا عند عبد الله we were sitting with Abdullah, وهو مضطجع بيننا, he was leaning between us. And that shows what? Sometimes the teacher feels comfortable with his senior students. See, the etiquette, sometimes you take it from the narrations. So he said, كان مضطجعا بيننا. Normally, the teacher keeps his, his composure, and he's sitting like in a very noble manner among the students. But here, those are very senior students, like they sit with him, eat with him, stay at his house late, they go here and there. There are few students like that. So he said, وَكَانَ مُضْطَجِعًا بَيْنَنَا, يعني among us, he was sitting and leaning. فَأَتَاهُ رَجُلٌ, and a man came and he told him, يا أبا عبد الرحمن, O father of Abdul Rahman, that was the kunya of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, إِنَّ قَاصًا يَقُصُّ عِنْدَ أَبْوَابِ كِنْدَةٍ. Yani one person is giving people stories on the gates of Kinda, which is a tribe of Arab. وَيَزْعُمُ أَنَّ آيَةَ الدُّخَانِ تَجِيء. Yani the sign of the smoke will come and it will take the souls of the kuffar. And the believers will be like common cold. They will feel it like common cold. So Abdullah sat up when he was angry. قال يا أيها الناس اتقوا الله, fear Allah. من علم منكم شيئا, whoever knows something, فليقل بما يعلم, say what you know. ومن لم يعلم فليقل الله أعلم. يعني if you don't know, say الله أعلم. فإنه أعلم لأحدكم أن يقول لما لا يعلم الله أعلم. It is a sign of knowledge for one of you to say Allah knows best, than to give your fatwa, to appear that you know. Some people have that temptation, like they always want to appear that they know something, and that's a temptation of shaitan. That's a temptation of shaitan. If you are not 100% sure, say Allahu A'lam, or give me a chance, give me a couple of days, I'll answer you. فإن الله قال لنبيه, Allah Azza Jal told his prophet, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud says, قُلْ مَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا وَمَا أَنَا مِنَ الْمُتَكَلِّفِينَ. يعني I do not exceed my limitation. يعني I do not try to appear something that I'm not. إن رسول الله لما رأى من الناس إدبارا. He's still saying, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud saying, this is a story of Abdullah, his opinion, yeah. And that's an opinion. Again, with all of this affirmation of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, it is still an opinion. His ijtihad, So he said, when Rasulullah find many people, they are not interested in the deen, فقال اللهم سبع كسبع يوسف. He made the dua against the people of Quraysh. He said, Ya Allah, give them 7 like the 7 of Yusuf. The 7 hard years of Yusuf alayhi salam that the king saw in a dream and all that. قال فأخذتهم سنة حصت كل شيء. So 1 year came to them, they have a famine in Mecca, until they start eating the skin of dead animals. And the dead animals, that's out of hunger. And he looks at the sky and he sees like smoke. When a person is hungry, is fainting, he sees like as if there is haze and smoke. Abu Sufyan came to Rasulullah, قال يا محمد, O Muhammad, إنك جئت تأمر بطاعة الله وبصلة الرحم. You came, and the main thing, to obey Allah. You are inviting us to obey Allah and take care of your kin, family, and where are your family? What are you doing? Subhanallah, he knows that this is because of Rasulullah, yet he does not want to follow him. You see that? And he knows that this is your dua, Allah listened to you, and Allah is punishing us. This is ajib. Yani sometimes when I read this, it's kind of like, what? Like, okay, so you know that he is messenger, you know that what you are going through because of him, and you are going to him expecting that he will ask Allah to fix it. Yet you do not want to follow him as a messenger. Why? You see what I'm trying to do? When you read these things, it's kind of like, So it is not out of that they are doubting. No, they are not doubting. Otherwise, why he's going to him to fix it? And he said, if you pray to Allah, he will fix this. Follow him then. La, I don't. That is something that worth thinking. Don't you think? it is worth like pondering. Like sometimes a person will have many reasons, some of them even illogical, not to do something. And sometimes they will have many justifications, sometimes illogical, to do something that they want. So basically it is desire. It is the nafs, ego, arrogance, vanity. They call it in English vanity. It's one's own thing. And sometimes it's very hard to admit wrong. And the funny thing is, you are admitting wrong by not admitting wrong. Because everybody sees you're wrong, right? And you say, no, I'm not going to admit wrong. Okay, you saying I'm not going to admit wrong means you know it is wrong, everybody sees it is wrong, you know that everybody sees it is wrong, you know that you should admit wrong, but you decide not to admit wrong. You're wrong then. I know I think too much about these things, but it's human nature. Like someone says, I will never admit wrong. That means you know you're wrong. You're quiet. I'll never admit wrong. That means you're wrong. If you're not wrong, admit or not, it doesn't matter, right? Are you wrong or not? Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he feels that this already happened, and he said, they told him, what is al-Batsh al-Kubra? What is the biggest strike? The majority of the ulama said, يعني يوم القيامة. But he says, Badr, the battle of Badr was al-Batshat al-Kubra. So he says, all of these things happened. All of these things happened. And he says even the Muslims went over the Romans happened. Alif Lam Mim غُلِبَتُ الروم. Not Muslims, the Rum were defeated يعني. Not necessarily by Muslim, by Persian, but it happened. So that's his opinion, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu. طبعا Abdullah ibn Mas'ud in his time was the senior mufassir of the Quran until Abdullah ibn Abbas grew and he passed the 20s. يعني when Rasulullah died, Abdullah ibn Abbas was 15, 16 years old. I want you to know, again, science of hadith, right? What was the age of Abdullah ibn Abbas? 15, 16. And he started seeking knowledge for the next few years. From Ubay ibn Ka'b, Zayd ibn Thabit, those big Sahaba. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud was in Kufa at that time. So Abdullah ibn Abbas was studying in Medina after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once he finished, he went to Mecca and he became Abdullah ibn Abbas. Okay? So when he became in his 20s, many of the opinions of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud changed by Abdullah ibn Abbas, who took the opinions of many Sahaba who were in Medina. Okay? So when it comes to tafsir, sometimes we prefer the opinion of Abdullah ibn Abbas even if he's younger. But he has the opinion of many other Sahaba. But Abdullah ibn Mas'ud is a Sahabi himself. He understood from Rasulullah in a certain way, but there are few Sahaba here who understood in a different way, and Abdullah ibn Abbas got that. Make sense now? So now when you see who is the biggest mufassir among the Sahaba, we say Abdullah ibn Abbas. But what is about Abdullah ibn Mas'ud? At his time, yes. But when Abdullah ibn Mas'ud grew up, now he became the main mufassir, because Rasulullah make dua for him. He says, Allahumma faqihhu fi ad-din wa 'allimhu at-ta'wil. Ya Allah, make him understand this deen and teach him the tafsir. So anybody, Rasulullah make that dua, nobody can be above him, for sure. Yeah. Even his own teachers. So that's why when you say Abdullah ibn Abbas said, now we have to value that. I'm not saying we devalue or we ignore the opinion of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. In many cases, the opinion of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud is bar none. But we have to understand what I just mentioned. طيب. So هذا مذهب Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. Many, like Mujahid, among the students of Abdullah ibn Abbas himself, Abu al-Aliya, Ibrahim al-Nakha'i, al-Dhahhaq, Atiyya al-Ufi, wa Ibn Jarir al-Tabari, those are the ones who say that this ayah already happened. Right? This ayah already happened of the smoke. But Ibn Kathir in Tafsir, he said that it did not happen, and he mentioned the hadith of Abu Malik al-Ash'ari. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Inna rabbakum anzarakum thalatha. Allah Azza wa Jal warns you with three things. Ad-Dukhan, the smoke that will take the believer like common cold. And the Al-Kafir will be bloating, like will be, when you put smoke or air into something, it inflates. So he said the kuffar will inflate like that until the smoke will come from every opening in their body. Punishment, azab alim. But the believer, it will feel like cold, and then Allah will take their soul. Okay, that's the end of time, the dukhan. And the dabba, Allah warned you from the beast, and Allah warned you the Dajjal. So that means they have not happened. They have not happened, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's the opinion of Ali ibn Abi Talib, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, Abdullah ibn Abbas, Wal Hasan al-Basri. Ibn Kathir said that this is stronger opinion, and many hadith, authentic and good narrations, good chain, that it did not take place yet. Allah Azza wa Jal saying Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told Rasulullah Surah Al-Dukhan that watch for that day to come, so it have not came. وَيَغْشَى النَّاسِ, it is not only about people of Mecca. The word الناس means people, humans, mankind. Al-Nawawi, Imam al-Nawawi, in his explanation of Sahih Muslim, he said that this will punish the disbelievers, and it will be easy on the believer, and it did not happen yet. So, those are two opinions here. So you have Abdullah ibn Mas'ud and few tabi'een on one side, and you have the other one is Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman, Abdullah ibn Umar, Abdullah ibn Abbas, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. Those are many Sahabas right there, and their students, of course. Now, so some of the Sahaba said that this smoke will stay like Dajjal. Dajjal stays 40 days, and the smoke will be 40 days as well. Some says there are two smokes, one that happened before and one will happen again. So no conflict. Some of the ulama said, okay, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud referring to something happened, which is true, but what Rasulullah is mentioning is not that, it's something else, to get out of the ordeal. And that's a tradition. If you find two opinions that you can gather between them, you should gather between them. Alhamdulillah. 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 So, whenever you have two opinions that seemingly conflict, the best approach is to gather between them if you can. Our deen is the deen of diversity, deen of no problem. And if there are two different opinions, but there is no conflict, it's no big deal. Okay. The next section is the Dajjal. Next part of this chapter is the Dajjal. It is the biggest fitna will happen to mankind since Adam until Yawm al-Qiyamah. No fitna is like the fitna of Dajjal. صحيح مسلم عن أبي الدهماء وأبي قتادة الصحابة في رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قالوا تابعين, they said كنا نمر على هشام بن عامر نأتي عمران بن حسين. They were going to their teacher عمران بن حسين, the صحابي في رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, but they are passing by هشام بن عامر, another صحابي. فقال ذات يوم, he told them, hey guys, تعال هنا, my brothers, come here. Where are you going? They're going to their teacher. He said, you are passing me to someone that he did not attend and listen to Rasulullah more than me. So how come you're not learning here? I can teach you better. He's saying that. I heard Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam قال, he said, ما بين خلق آدم إلى قيام الساعة خلق أكبر من الدجال. There is nothing that Allah created bigger, means serious here, means dangerous, from Adam till the day of judgment than the Dajjal. He's not saying أكبر in size, لا, أكبر in seriousness. ما خلق الله خلقا أكبر, bigger. Why? I will say that because mountains are bigger, heavens are bigger. لَخَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ أَكْبَرُ مِنْ خَلْقِ النَّاسِ. So here he is not referring, the hadith here is not referring to size, physical size. It is referring to the impact. Okay, the negative impact. Otherwise, the positive impact of Rasulullah was bigger. Yes? So he's talking about impact which is negative. Nothing is going to become worse than Dajjal. And World War? No. Because World War kills people. This one corrupts people. When you kill someone, he's dead and no more progeny coming out from him. Yes? No kids, no grandkids, it's done. And the impact of that person in the world, done. But when you corrupt someone and they are alive, their impact, negative impact is what? Continues. So that's why the fitna of Dajjal is bad. And people will follow him left and right. Even some people, they thought that they were believers. Or they were perceived to be believers. Rasul ﷺ said, person will be believer in the morning and kafir at night. Can you imagine that? This is how bad it is. A person sleeps as a believer. Yani prays Isha, who sleep, who good, who believe in Allah and everything. In the morning he becomes kafir. Now that's why it's called fitna. So don't think you can be saved from it without Allah's mercy. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why we say in every salah, وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنْ فِتْنَةِ الْمَسِيخِ الدَّجَّالِ. Yani the best life is the life at the time of Isa ibn Maryam, but you have to pass through the gate of Dajjal. It's a problem. If you want to enjoy the peace of an earth, real peace on earth that everybody is talking about, it is after the Dajjal. But you have to go through the Dajjal first. And to go through that, we ask Allah Jannah before Dajjal, inshallah. May Allah save us, subhanahu wa ta'ala. All the prophets warned their people from الدجال. صحيح البخاري عبد الله بن عمر رضي الله عنهما قال قام رسول الله في الناس فأثنى على الله بما أهله ثم ذكر الدجال. Rasul صلى الله عليه وسلم stood and he praised Allah the way he deserves subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he talked about the Dajjal. And he said, I am warning you from him. And no prophet except he warned his people. But I will tell you something that nobody else did. إِنَّهُ أَعْوَرْ وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَيْسَ بِأَعْوَرْ. He is one-eyed and Allah is not one-eyed. So that's a sign. Type. Somebody can come and say, well, Sheikh, that is a clear sign then. And you see somebody who is one-eyed and he says, I am God. And Rasulullah said, Allah is not one-eyed. So for sure he is not Allah. So what's the problem then? Now we know he's not Allah. But that's not the issue here. How many times humans, they believed in something, then they start justifying the opposite? Yes? Many times, sah? You look at the news. One time they are like behind a ruler or a leader all the way. Once there is something wrong that they don't like, they become against all the way. And they will justify it. And they will bring those people of analysis, the people, the analysts, and they will speak and they will convince and say, you know what? We had a problem in our thinking. We did not follow the philosophical order and the logic of that. So I think it is like this. And it can happen another time. They go back to the first one as well. That is what fitna is. Okay? People will see the sun coming from the west. Some people will come and justify and say, oh, it's not the one that, it is purely whatever. People come and say, your Lord is not one-eyed, but he can take any form he wants. So he can be God actually. So some people will justify. I'm just trying to tell you, don't think because you know it will be easy on you. Like somebody said, oh, I know the answer for 3 questions in the qabr. Who's your Lord? Allah. I have no doubt. I will not even think. Who's your Prophet? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What's your religion? Islam. Khalas. I know. When I die, I know the answers. La. It is not you who's going to be speaking. It is your deed. Your deeds. The ability to speak now is different from the ability to speak after. People can lie now, but they cannot lie later. People can open their mouth and speak because Allah give you the ability to say whatever you want, even the kufr. But after that, you will not be able to say anything. You are not in control anymore. Allah takes back the ability of the tongue to speak, the ability of the brain to think, the ability of the eye. Allah takes it from you. So what will enable you to speak is your deeds. I can give you another example. You know, in the gun laws, I mean the gun training. One of the training, they put tape on 3 fingers here, right? And they say, okay, catch the gun and try to aim it. So 3 fingers here are like taped together like this. Why do you think they're doing that? Because at the time, you can train whatever you like with the gun. You pick the gun and you do it, you are at ease. But at the time of confrontation, your hand shakes as if 3 fingers are paralyzed. So the people like hold the gun and does not know. But you get the idea, right? So you can train whatever you like. But real confrontation, when life is at stake, different. People can become something else that they do not know. They can do things that they never imagined they can do. Am I right? Many things happen. When you are at the time of imminent threat, you're a different person. You become very scared, or you become very aggressive, or you become reckless. Everything. It can become anything. When people are in road rage, they forget who they are. Somebody cuts someone and they can kill them. They can hit their car in that person. They can do many things. All right? They can do many things. I tell you, one time I'm going out to get to the freeway, you know, one of those circle exits, you know, those confusing circle exits. And you don't know, sometimes it's a protected lane, so you can actually go straight, and sometimes you have to wait, yield. So I don't know. So I am thinking, but I saw later that the line is, I can go. So the one behind me kept honking, and very tailgating almost. So it irritated me, right? So I was bothered. So I did not move. I just waited in the car. Okay, let's see what you're going to do. He cannot pass, and they kept honking. And the lady comes out from the thing, and they start giving the finger and all that kind of things. Then, you know, I moved. So I moved. They come in front of me, and they stopped. I go to this lane, they go in front. I go to this lane. You know, now road rage, right? Okay. So I stopped on the side. And did she come out from not come out from the car, from the window, and started screaming at me and doing all this, you know, gestures and all that. And I smiled until they left. Right? But I had a gun. You see, what if they came toward my car? You know, if they come toward my car and I can shoot by law. And I'm telling you that, yeah, a person can shoot by law in the face. Why? Because somebody is coming at your property, at your car, and threatening you. But you see how it goes? You can do things you never imagined you can do. The point I'm trying to say is things can escalate like this. And Yawm al-Qiyamah will be like that. A person would not recognize themselves. They will not recognize himself or herself. They are hungry. Their children are sick. The wife is this or the spouse is that, and the whole family is suffering. Here comes someone, he will say, kun fayakun. What are you going to be at that time? Now you see the fitna? And you see in front of you another family, huh? 2 families before you, 2 families, or the village before. Rasulullah said that. He goes to a town and he tells them, I'm your Lord. And they said, no, you are the Dajjal and all that. Then they wake up in the morning, all their cattle died, everybody's sick, they don't have crops, nothing. It became like ashes. And the following village, they said, yes, you are our Lord. They wake up in the morning, everything is complete opposite. Now you are village number 3. What are you going to do? You get it? You are struggling, you are this or that, and there is someone here, in his finger, in his order, everything can change 180 degrees. He tell the sky, rain for these people, rain start coming. He tell earth, Yalla, in my name, start bringing crops. Everything started changing in front of your eye. All your life, Allah the Almighty did not do that in front of you. And there is someone now why he is not Allah the Almighty? Now you know what is the fitna. I'm just trying to give you the idea. Because some people think, oh, Dajjal, this. No, it's huge. It's not small. That's why I seek refuge from Dajjal. You should seek refuge from Dajjal. Don't think, oh, Dajjal is like another guy will come like this. Wallah, it's not. It is not. Me and you can be subjects to that fitna and we can fail. May Allah save us, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why you seek refuge in Allah from something that you know it is not of impact on you? We say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, because he knows that he can have impact on us without Allah. Refuge is in Allah. We know that without Allah's refuge, Dajjal can affect us for sure. Even Rasulullah warning who? Sahaba. As-Sahaba. He said, if he comes when I'm among you, I'll take care of him. No worries. But if he comes when I'm not here, each one of you take care of himself. See how scary? He's talking to the Sahaba who saw Rasulullah, the best of mankind, after the prophets of Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala.
But if
you like Siri? So Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam warned from that. Why he's called Al-Masih with a ha, Ad-Dajjal. Masih, Masih means wiping something or making something flat. That's called a Masih. Covering something or making something flat, that's called Masih. So his eye, mamsuha. Yani, he's one-eyed. It is not like there is two eyes, one of them sees and one of them doesn't. No, there is a place of an eye that does not have an eye. Okay? Yani one of the eyes is not there. Yani that place here is flesh and skin. There is no eye. And the other one is popping out like a grape. Ugly. But how people will come fitna? People will not look at the ugliness or prettiness or handsome. They are looking at the action. Make sense? So look at what? Action. Even in the looks. If somebody have too much money, who cares about looks? Huh? If somebody who is so powerful, who cares about the looks? Nobody cares about the looks at that time. You care about the looks when equal. I don't need that person, so I don't need them. No, I need somebody more handsome. Oh, I need someone more beautiful. That's when you choose more beautiful or more handsome. Or I need somebody who's more money. But if somebody who's the richest person in the world, you're going to think about money now? You're going to compare him to someone? No. If that's someone on your door, you're going to think twice? No. If he wants to help you, you're going to have the list ready, ala tool, straightforward. What do you want? How can I help you? If the richest man in the world comes and says, how can I help you? Whatever you say is done. You're not going to think twice, come on. What is the catch? What do I get in return? Not everybody will ask that. Even if you say, I'm Lucifer, I'm Shaitan, yani. Just give me the commitment and everything will be solved. Some people will fall for that. Some people will sell for that. And some people even will justify that. Said, you know what, I'm pushed to follow Shaitan, Allah Ghafurur Rahim. Yalla, I'll sign for you, Mr. Lucifer. هذه معنى كلمة فتنة. That is the meaning of the word fitna. يعني nobody knows what to do. That can be you, can be me, can be more pious than both of us. فرحمة of Allah only. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من فتنة المسيح الدجال. So you can say مسيح or مسيخ. مسيخ means deformed. مسخ means deformation. يعني people become monkeys and pigs. That's مسخ. ومسخ means the person become deformed. So ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا. يعني we could have changed their looks, their being. So مسخ means he's deformed, or مسح means the eye is what? ليس كالمسيح ابن مريم. المسيح عيسى ابن مريم, his name is مسيح because of a different reason. يعني مسيح الدجال because his eye is like that. But مسيح ابن مريم, إنما المسيح ابن مريم because he used to annotate people, wipe with oil their head and wipe on them, they become healed. يعني his hand was healing. Alright? That's what's called مسح. مسح. That's why we call مسح على الخفين. You know, in your socks or in your leather, we call it what? مسح. مسح means you wipe with your hand. Or if a person has a cast, مسح. Or مسح على الخمار, مسح. Or على العمامة, called what? مسح. A person is مسيح because he had that مسح ability. يعني مسيح ابن مريم, but that's مسيح الدجال. The word دجال يعني كذاب, liar, imposter. Okay? That's why he called والدجال الكذاب. And the word دجال means somebody who knows the truth but he's covering it with falsehood. دجل. كلمة دجل يعني واحد عارف انه هو كذاب وبيغطي على الناس. يعني somebody he knows he's a liar but he's covering with falsehood, make it look the truth in front of people. That's why they call Dajjal those guys who think that I have jinn and I will help you and all of that kind of thing. في دجالين كثير, دجاجلة كثير جدا يعني. That you know they will work on your what? Fear factor and curiosity. And they will come up, they are smart people by the way, they are not stupid, يعني, smart people. And they will work on things that will make you believe. Will make you believe. So somebody will, they have that ability by the way. There are many people who have that ability among the Dajjalin. Yani. They will, it's not brainwashing, but they will, how you say it? They send you some subliminal messages. Subliminal messages. Yani they are saying something, but they are putting in your head something else. Like they say, you know what, I don't want to scare you. They just scared you right there. You know? When somebody said, you know, I don't want to scare you, but this might happen. You go think until it happens. You see a dream or something like that. So they put it in your head. And your brain is amazing, right? It will function in a different way. Something you become obsessed with, it starts happening. That's why sometimes even to the point that somebody's afraid to have an accident, they end up having an accident. Yeah. Somebody said, you know, I don't know, I'm feeling good, I'm not feeling good, I think I'm going to hit something today. And they end up hitting something today. Because their brain starts functioning like that. Yes, it happens. Some people, they are very prone to this. And we are, subhanAllah, very weak. I saw a video one time, somebody make an accident because somebody made an accident. يعني a truck, a huge 18-wheeler driving in the freeway, and then it slid because of the whatever, and it went and crashed on the side of the freeway. Another truck coming, 30 seconds later, he's looking at him and he ended up beside him. Yeah, qadr of Allah and everything, but I'm telling you, our brain functions different. If people are in a bicycle race and one fall down, you find many people falling down, even not touching. Type. I'll give you a closer one that I'm sure it happened to you at one time. How many of you followed a car before that you were not intending to follow? That you were driving and you find yourself behind the car, you took a right, you went right, you said, why I'm taking a right over here? Did it happen to you before or no? Tell me. No? Maybe I'm a strange person now. But it happened to me before. Like sometimes when you are thinking about something when you're driving, you're not focusing much on driving. And then you say, how did I arrive to my house? I don't remember that I took this way or that way. Okay? Sometimes I'm coming to Masjid al-Salam and I end up going at my mom's house. I swear, wallahi. I don't know. I exit before, and many times I'm coming in the Grand Way, I exit Kirkendall instead of exiting Champion Forest after it. And I make a left on the signal like it is the left over there, and I find I'm somewhere else. Because I think too much about other things. What I'm trying to say here, our brain functions completely different. Completely different. So you have to know that here, Dajjal is the one who can play with your mind. You know, they say mind tricks. They have mind tricks. Mind tricks here, meaning like they will make you function in a completely different way. So, okay, please listen to me carefully, but don't be scared. You might see strange things happening to you, and he leave it at that. So now your mind is what? Focused on what now? Strange things will happen. So everything will gonna become strange. Even things happening to you daily. And then you go back to them. Said, see, I told you. Now you are actually open to the next level and the next level. And they charge money because of that. Now you see how many people believe? That is a normal guy. He just won his money. How about Al-Masih Ad-Dajjal? I hope I'm making some sense in here. Yes. So they play those tricks on you. They make your brain function in a certain way. And they tell you, like, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Some people, sometimes they have the hypnotizing power, hypnotism power, that they will actually tell you to do things and you will do it without knowing that you were told to do it. You know the kids? They tell them, you know, by the way, you know, I brought some cake, but don't touch it. They go touch it. You know, I put the cake in the kitchen, but don't try to find it because it's hard to find. Now you're telling them what now? Go find it, and it will be hard, but I'm gonna do it. But if they try to find it and they find it hard, they might quit. But now you actually told them it's going to be what? Hard to find. So they're actually making them ready to go through some hurdles. And the amazing thing is, you want them actually to find something else. You know, when they are looking, you put something that they were looking for or something like that. So now you made them do something for you that they would not want to do. There is a joke that says, one time the father, he became very weak and he has a big potato farm, potato farm, big, few acres of potatoes. And his son and him, they're poor and they need the money, but the money only comes by harvesting the potato. And by harvesting the potato, they have to plow the land because potato is the root, right? So it's a big issue, and the two people don't have money, and they will get money if they sell the, all right? So the son is smart, yani. So he make anonymous call to the authorities, and he said that this boy is a terrorist. Him, yani. He called himself. So they went and captured him and put him in jail. The father became so angry now. And I was not doing anything with my son with me. Now my son is not with me, it is worse. Okay? So the son is in the jail, so he wrote a letter to his father. Right? Told him, Dad, I'm so sorry to disappoint you, but I was doing these things, planning it for a while. Right? And please do not plow the land. because I hide some explosions in there, in the land, and do this and do this and do that. طبعا the letter passes by the authority, so they saw the thing, so they went and digged the whole thing. So they got all the potatoes out while they were looking for the explosives. But you see the point here, right? It's a joke, yeah? None of that happened, but it's a joke. So the joke here is sometimes people can make others do things for them while they're making them think that they are doing what? Something else. That's what the Dajjal would do. Dajjal would do this. He would do this dunya while he's corrupting your Akhirah, making you do things to stay away from Allah. And at that time, people are only focused on their dunya, and their life, and their money, and their children, you know, all of that. So that's why they will do. Like the other guy, he had a very, very, very expensive car. And parking in New York is like huge. He will pay a couple of $1,000s to have this car for 2 weeks because he's traveling overseas. Okay? So he goes to the bank, a big bank. And the banks know him very well. Okay? So he goes to them and he said, I need a $5,000 loan. Just $5,000 loan? Not $500,000? No, $5,000 only. I'm traveling and I need some cash money. Okay. Approve the loan on the spot. His credit is very high, right? I've approved the loan on the spot. So, sir, is there any guarantees or collateral? He said, my car. I give you a car. So I give him the key for like a $1 million car. I said, put $1 million car for $5,000 loan. He said, yeah, it's okay. So he went overseas, stayed 2-3 weeks. He come back to the bank and he paid the $5,000 with interest. I'm not talking about interest halal or haram here, right? But $5,000 plus the interest of 2 weeks. And then he got his car back. So the bank manager told him, wait, I just need explanation here. Like why? 5,000. And he put a $1 million car. I told him because parking is very expensive in New York. So I borrowed $5,000. And I parked my car in the best of, safest of places in town for 3 weeks. And I give you $5,000 with $100 or $200. So it cost me basically $200. يعني the car. But for sometimes people will make a deal with you while there is another plan you are fulfilling without even knowing. Now you go book your ticket on the online. What did you just do? You booked the ticket to Malaysia or to overseas online. What did you just do? Tell me. You worked for the airline for free. Yes? Because somebody used to take your call and make the booking for you, and the airline paid them salary. Yes? And someone who used to be a travel agent, and they take a commission from the airline and they take money from you. So they cut everybody and you're happy for it. You're happy for it. But basically you are paying them clean money without any commission, nothing. Of course they're going to decrease the price, but you worked. You looked, you worked. And all those companies, they said, oh, we're going to look everywhere for you. They are actually using you. You are in their database. They sell you to other advertisement companies and all of these kind of things. That's why you find lots of things popping up. You know, once you start booking, the hotel people come on, the rental car comes on, and everybody wants to make money out of you. And you will see the advertisement coming later on in your Facebook page and all the stuff. So basically you are working for them while you are thinking you are saving a couple $100. Okay? So that's the big plan. Yani. Dajjal will function exactly like that. Yani someone gives you a card and they said, I'll give you cash back. And actually you find, like, I'm not paying interest. And after a few months, I'm getting $50, this. I go to Walgreens yesterday and I'm buying something and said, do you want to redeem some points? Because you have some points. And I got $10 less than I'm not feeling that I'm accumulating points for a while, but that makes me go purchase from them more. Right? Okay, these stores that they have now, the scanner, what they call it, self-checkout? That's one guy who's not working there anymore. Correct? That's one cashier out, laid off, yeah. And you are doing that job. So of course they're gonna make the price cheaper somehow. But guess what? In a couple of months it's gonna go back to normal. The same price when there was a cashier. Okay? But it tells you to go faster, but you're not gonna go faster because you have a full basket now and you don't wanna do it. And they open only one lane. So they force you to do that thing until it becomes a habit, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. I'm just giving you real examples to know the tamheed. عارفين التمهيد؟ يعني paving the way for something that you cannot imagine you will do. But later on you will find yourself what? Exactly doing it. Exactly doing it. Many of us, when these kind of phones came, said, no, this is for the kids only and all of the stuff. I'm not gonna do that. Then we find all of us creating Facebook pages. Yeah? Many of us said, no way, I save my stuff to iCloud. What is it, iCloud? No privacy, and everybody, mashallah, purchasing extra space now on iCloud. And Google Drive. When they're afraid that the computer will crash, so at least you have iCloud, and you're very happy. You bought the new phone, boom, 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 5 seconds, everything transferred. But where was those things? Not under your supervision anymore. Okay?
I'm not sure I understand.
Yeah. So basically, we end up doing things that we thought it will never happen. But we end up doing it. وَالدَّجَّالُ هَكَذَا. People can say, Dajjal, Dajjal, Dajjal. And once the Dajjal comes, they will be the first one to invite him home for dinner. Yeah, trust me, people switch like this. هكذا قال النبي فتنة يصبح الرجل فيها مؤمنا ويمسي كافرا ويمسي مؤمنا ويصبح كافرا. Day, night. كافر, believer. May Allah save us subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't forget to make that dua every salah before you say salam. اللهم إنا أعوذ بك من عذاب النار. اللهم إنا أعوذ بك من عذاب من فتنة المحيا والممات. life and death. أعوذ بك من عذاب القبر. فتنة المسيح الدجال. Secret views from hellfire, from the life and death, fitna of life and death, fitna of the grave, and fitna of the Dajjal. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Every salah before salam, inshallah. طيب. Also, he's called Masih because he covers the whole earth. I told you. Masih يعني covering a flat area, covering the whole earth. So he's named Masih because his eye is not there, or because he covers all earth. أما المسيح عيسى ابن مريم لأنه كان يمسح, healing power. What is the status of the people, Muslims, at that time of the Dajjal? The Muslims will have great power. They just won the biggest war, right? And he will come out to devour that power morally. To devour that power. The Muslims will be okay with other religions. They will actually win over someone else, as I told you. Then the war will erupt between them. And then they will claim they are the one who win victory, and the Muslim will come kill that person, and then they'll kill the Muslim, and then the war will erupt between the two. So 1/3 will die as shaheed, 1/3 will run away, and subhanallah, 1/3 will win. And they will open Constantinople, as I tell you. And at that time, there will be lots of non-Muslims accepting Islam, fighting with the Muslims. That's why in the war, Rasulullah said, when they are standing in front of each other, the non-Muslims will tell the Muslims, give us our brothers. Yani surrender them. They just joined you. That means they became Muslims. A large number of people, mankind, will become Muslims at that time. So when the war comes, the other side will say to the Muslims, give us those people, they are not true Muslims. They said, we'll never surrender our brothers. We'll surrender our brothers. So Allah Azza wa Jal, Rasul said, 1/3 will run away, they will be defeated. Allah will never accept their repentance. And the 1/3 will die as a shuhada, those are the best of shuhada. And then the 1/3 will win, and those people will never be under any fitna. Yani even the fitna of Dajjal, they are saved. They will be the ones who open the Constantinople, and while they are seeing the result of the war and dividing whatever they win and all of that, then the shaitan will scream and say, Dajjal came to your people. That's false. They will go back, they will not find any Dajjal, they will come back again, and then the true Dajjal will come. Yeah. So Salah will come, Isa ibn Maryam will come down, the leader will tell him, no, you lead. He said, no, you lead, you are from the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then he will go and kill Ad-Dajjal. Many hadith in this regard about Constantinople. Part of it is in the sea, part of it is in the land, and they will make takbir and Allah will open it for them. So we'll stop here inshallah, and the next time we will talk about this famine that happens before the Dajjal. Of course it is very suitable, yani. There is a famine and Dajjal will come, solve the problem, then people will be in the fitna. So we benefit from that the real test is when you are in need. You can be very generous when you have money, but if you don't have money, do you stay generous? When you have some money, you do not ask people for a loan. But what if you do not have money at all and the things are past due and they are going to cut stuff from you? Then that's the fitna. You're going to have sabr 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute, or what? So everybody has a limit. So the bigger the need, the bigger the fitna. The bigger the need, the bigger fitna. People are sick, little bit sick. Then, okay, I can take some Tylenol or whatever. Then it became longer. Then, okay, I should call somebody. Then they became worse. Then I should go to the doctor. No, I should go to a specialist. Oh, now it's time for emergency room, right? So people think differently. So the bigger the need, the bigger the fitna. So when you are in that time that you know that the only thing is emergency room, and you go and you find one after other closed, and the one does not take you because you don't have insurance, a fitna now, right? So what are you willing to give up? That's what I'm talking about. But if it is early, when you just have common flu and you can take Tylenol, if somebody come and tell you, give up this or give up that, you said, no. Yeah? But when you are at the last stage, then somebody said, we can accept you, but sign for this or do for that. Or it's going to be like 5 times the price. Whatever it is. At that time, you'll not think. You just sign. We'll talk later. But that signature can cost you everything, actually. Okay? So people give up many things. Some of them give up their children. Some of them give up money. Some of them give up things because they're under the need. May Allah save us subhanahu wa ta'ala from fitan. That's why we say, Allahumma inna na'udhu bika min al-fitan ma dhahara minha wa ma batan. Ya Allah, we seek refuge in you from any fitna which is clear or hidden. Nama amwalukum wa awladukum fitna. Your children and your money, they are fitna. Of course, fitna. You know everything is fitna. Why? Because the religion and the deen and the belief is on the other side. That's why you don't want that clash to happen, do you? Do you? No. You want your family, if they are not helping you to stay strong in your religion, at least they are not helping you the other way around. They are not helping toward the other way. You understand? Your parents, they are not helping you, supporting you to become a good Muslim, but they are not forcing you to become a bad either. At least, this is the minimum. But if they are pushing you toward the other way, that's a problem. So everything in this life is what? Fitna, if it is going to take you away from your deen and aqidah. It's a fitna now. Anything. Your clothes, your car, anything, your position, your spouse, your children, your house, your life in America, anywhere. It can be a fitna if it is going to compromise your deen or any part of it. If not, alhamdulillah. Say alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, thank you Allah. But the minute it comes in the choice, you have a problem. You do have a problem. So may Allah save us subhanahu wa ta'ala. صلى الله وسلم وبارك سيدنا محمد. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. We'll stop here inshallah. And next Wednesday try to cover more.